The district attorney prosecuting Donald Trump for trying to overturn the election in Georgia will not have to face a deposition in the divorce case of one of her lawyers on the team, at least for now. Today, a judge in Georgia put on hold a subpoena of Fulton County DA Fani Willis, where she would have faced questions under oath about her relationship with Nathan Wade. Wade is a lawyer who she named to her team and who happens to be going through a divorce of his own. One of Trump's co-defendants accused Wade and Willis of having an affair and has called for Wade to be dismissed from the whole case and for the whole case to be thrown out. It's become a messy tabloid fodder issue in the case and has called into question Willis's judgment. For more on all this, I'm joined by NewsNation legal contributor Jesse Weber and trial attorney and legal analyst Mercedes Colwin. Thanks to you both. I'm going to ask you a question that I've been seeing a lot of people ask in different articles that have been written about this, which is, why is this such a big deal if she is dating one of the three lawyers she appointed to help her prosecute this case?
The biggest issue and the cornerstone issue is this. Was Donald Trump and Roman Wade actually deprived of their due process? And when it comes to the prosecution of their case, by selecting someone who you have an intimate relationship, allegedly, who you selected and doesn't have the requisite experience to actually co-prosecute the cases. And so at the end of the day, it doesn't look like they have had anything with respect to their due process.
The case hasn't even started yet.
Exactly, but this is part of it because there's already been an indictment.
So is this just muddying the waters?
I think it's a little bit more than that, to be honest. I think what we're dealing with here is a question of, did she hire somebody who was getting paid thousands of dollars, thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars,
taxpayer dollars,
and she got the benefit of it. Now, I don't think that affects the prosecution of Donald Trump. It doesn't affect that she has some sort of interest in it, which is what we talk about when you have a conflict of interest and you have to recuse yourself. What this is the bigger issue. Did she violate ethics rules? Did she do something so improper that she should no longer be the Fulton County DA? If that becomes the case, who is going to prosecute the case against Donald Trump? Because then it's going to have to go to another district, and that completely delays the prosecution of the case.
I think what are the chances of that happening?
This is pretty big deal. I mean, first of all, it started as an accusation by Mr.
You guys are both telling me you don't think it's going to happen.
I think it's a big deal.
It is a big deal, but I don't think it's going to result in the extinguishment of the indictment. It might result in her in getting some ethics charges because, look, if you're hiring someone who doesn't have the requisite skills, why did you hire them? And they made, to your point, Jesse, hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's been reported over $600,000 that he has gained from this case alone.
Okay, so why is he not experienced? Tell me about it. I know that he has very little prosecutorial experience.
Yes.
Right.
That his experience as a defense lawyer prior to being named to this team, and he's the head of the team, by the way. He runs the team. He defended cases that were minor.
Misdemeanors, traffic violations. This is one of the biggest prosecutions in all of American history. This is about the former president of the United States. It is a racketeering case, even if Donald Trump wasn't the lead defendant. Those are incredibly complicated. So why did she hire him as opposed to others? Now, I know it's very interesting because she's come on the defensive and said, this is racist. Why are they going after Mr. Wade? I've hired other prosecutors on the team. He's the only one you're accused of having a relationship with. So I think this is a bigger deal, not so much about the merits of the Donald Trump case, but her ability to be the lead prosecutor in Georgia, in Fulton County.
It'll be interesting because if the divorce proceedings, for the time being, she's not going to testify. And the reason why she's being called in to testify is whether whether Nathan Wade had actually used any of the monies to spend it on her.
Oh, but
vacations and all that.
I know, but just because he earned that much money from the county working on this team, you can't say, well, that particular dollar went to buy that,
Well,
but it is money, but that's part of what he's
been on the case, he's been investigating, been paid over $600,000. They're looking at the receipts, the airline tickets. Seems to suggest he was using that money to pay for vacations for the both of them, and that's a problem. Now, again, where this will go, I don't know, but I tell you, in Fulton County, the Code of Ethics says you have to do everything to just avoid the appearance of impropriety, the appearance of a conflict of interest. At the very least, this was such a bad judgment call on her part.
And thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.